You know, like Pinch?
Uh, no, grouchy like he's grumpy.
Yeah,
He's crabby.
yeah. Let's remember whatever car commercial that was.
This pet has a whirl attack. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to unlock the RAM.
Yeah?
No, well because it upgraded my Sharkers, the Jawsters, so they have an extra 25% damage. So I got 2 stars on them now. Better start earning this shit at bigger clips because now it's like 40 little icons to upgrade them to the level 3.
Hmm.
But oh, let's see what this little guy does. My weapon's the fish right now too, so it looks even weirder.
Okay. We are live.
Right. Alright, now you guys are giving me some good loot. It's about fucking time.
Alright, let's see if there's any good news that just happened.
Well, the only good news is Deus Ex comes out next week.
Mm-hmm. I really wish I could buy that. I never played the first one,
You
but
never finished the first one? I thought you played it a little bit.
for like a half an hour. There's rumors about the slim PS4, but I don't really want to talk about that this week because I don't think there's enough meat there. It's not a lot interesting. Hey there, Dimebag. Yeah, it started late. I had some paperwork to fill out. It was weird. Said, hey, we can drop by on Sunday at 1:30. Is that okay? It's like, sure. Usually not a time I would expect, but why not?
Yeah, like that's. I don't know. It was like getting that work email last night at like 11:30 while I was at a bachelor party. Ruined my fucking night. Never had spec material fail before. That just.
It's not supposed to happen.
No, it's not.
That's like the definition.
Well, the only thing they could do is like the guys making the stuff easier to work with, and I might have added a little extra plasticizer or water. It slows down the chemical reaction, so when they break it at 3 days, it hasn't reached its uh, you know 3 to 4,000 or 4,000 psi threshold.
Mm, I know some of those words.
Well, concrete has two chemical reactions. There's a quick chemical reaction that allows you to use it within X number of days, depending on the mix you get,
Mm-hmm.
how the amount of cement it is. And then there's a long-term chemical reaction that takes years,
Hmm.
like some even a decade. Like the concrete in the Hoover Dam is still hardening,
Oh, okay.
and it just becomes tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter as time goes on.
That's pretty cool.
Um, but the mix design that they wanted a 24-hour set mix. So problem with that is that it's sitting for so long. Like it's not sitting for so long. Well, the last truck that they poured was sitting way too long. It was a hot load. The more it sits in that drum and spins, the more heat it generates,
Mm.
and then it runs the risk of spalling faster. That top layer just flakes off.
Oh, wow.
But what the fuck was that email? All right, so mind you, I'm at a bachelor party, half in the fucking bag at this point, and I get this fucking email here. Where's Outlook? There's Outlook. That is at... Okay. He got this email at 7:40 or 7:45. 3D bake for Lowe's and Sandusky was 3,460 psi, which I think is well beyond it. And then I get this email at 11 o'clock on Saturday night. This changes your schedule. We can't flip the phase 2 in a lumberyard until I get a break at the mix design strength. Looking to get another mix design from you for your next pour. I don't see any demo happening until after the holiday. I have this scheduled for fucking Tuesday, which puts this thing back another week.
Jeez.
So then I respond to that. Were all the samples 3,400 psi? No response.
Of course not.
And until I get this one. At 11:30, another half an hour has passed. That's the first report. The aisle trenches and phase 1 are a day behind. That's the break that matters. Should know more on Monday. Let's cross our fingers. This break is typical. Best case is 8/29. 8/29/31. Clean up and gone before the holiday. They don't like to work on weekends. No shit, 'cause it's a fucking hardware store. This won't work if you can't get a break in 3 days. They need to be fully operational for Labor Day. Well, no shit.
Jesus.
So here I am. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I mean,
yeah.
It was the spec of the material they have. I provided the spec to the plant and to the GC.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's out of my control if something else happened to it.
Yeah, it's literally in manufacturing.
And I don't know what's my responsibility. Do I have to rip that concrete back out now? Like,
right.
If that happens, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Fucked. Because this job was tight enough as it is.
Yeah.
They're already 10 yards over, which makes no sense to me at all.
The hell?
It's a hole. It's a fucking hole. It's 6 inches deep. It's a calculable amount.
Right.
How
Just
are you over on concrete? How? Hopefully that extra $5,000 I got from him for digging out thicker concrete than we anticipated is gonna fly. Because if not, then that job is
it's just a wash.
Got a razor's fucking edge right now.
All right. Are you ready to start this thing?
I'm not done swearing yet.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Whatever you need.
Oh, fuck. That just, like, I went from having, like, that bachelor party started at fucking 3 o'clock. I golfed in the morning, had a couple pops pregame, went and drove go-karts for, like, 2 hours. Had a fucking riot, stopped Panini's, got some food. Then we did we had a bar crawl. We were going from bar to bar. Get back to the house. Everyone's having fun, bullshitting, and then, bing! I'm like, fucking A, man, motherfucker! Like, just.
That was the same thing that happened to me at my last job too, where it's like, I'm having a pretty good weekend. Like maybe me and Meg are sitting there watching a movie, and then my phone starts going crazy. It's just like, oh God, what? It's like, hey, your whole network went down. It's like, cool, great.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, just wanted to have one day off, but that's okay. Driving.
Yeah,
work
so if I'm not out on this one, that puts the next Lowe's, Macedonia, which I don't know if there's enough money in that job to do it, but I have a plan to do it under budget, and I'm getting all sorts of static from my boss
Weird.
about it because it's just something he's not comfortable doing that much concrete. I mean, oh fuck! But that paving job is so nice. It goes along with it. I don't know, man. I'm at my wit's end with this whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like shit like that. Like this guy was fucking texting me and emailing me on Friday night wanting these pictures of the depth of the concrete. I'm like,
no.
Do you just like now? Like, all right, fuck it, fine.
Right.
Oh, what the fuck was I gonna say? I don't know, man. So I've been in this fucking spiral since like 11 o'clock last night.
Yeah. Well, and like it's late enough too that it's going to be sort of in your craw when you're trying to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Which is the thing that always drives me nuts. I had a good day. I could have just gone to sleep. Could have just slept well for once.
Everything in that job's just it started off really fucking rough and it kind of smoothed itself out. We got out on a Friday, got a good day in, and then fucking just
started imploding.
Just pistol whipped.
Yeah.
Absolutely pistol whipped.
Ugh. Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Let me see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't know if there's something else I played. I cannot think of it.
Probably not with 5 games.
No, I think there's something else in there that I'm just forgetting.
It'll come to you once we start the news stories.
Probably.
If I know this show, that's when it'll happen.
When it makes no sense to remember it.
Yeah. Alright, ready?
Sure.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me, as always, Mr. Knobs.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Let's just dive right into it. Knobs, what have you been playing this past fantastic week?
Alrighty, so we had another great Monday night game night, playing some Battlefield 4, and really not much of note happened, just a good old time of shooting our buddies.
Are you guys, is the collective group excited for Battlefield 1? Because I think that's coming out in a couple weeks, right?
You know what, I don't know what anyone's excitement level is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, I saw a couple guys playing the beta for Titanfall. I downloaded it, I haven't launched it yet. I think it might have just got done. I was downloading that while I was watching The Holy Mountain again. Man, that movie's weird. It's so weird you can't look away.
Yeah, it's a slow motion train crash.
You've turned your excrement into gold. Like, what just happened?
What is happening right now?
Zoom back. Oh, that's a good flick. It's weird, but it's good. I enjoy it. I like the weird. Yeah, so we all did that, and in the course of playing Battlefield, we were all playing Stickman Golf 3 together. Which has led off into some really fun text threads. I think I probably paid 30 rounds this past week of Stickman Golf. The game is awesome. It is...
The full title, I think, for anyone that wants to download is Super Stickman Golf 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good, and it's free.
Oh, it is. And the ads aren't, like, they're just literally one click, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to sit there, you don't have to do anything. Like the, I don't know, like the Game of War or whatever it is, where you literally have to play the game for 2 seconds for the thing to go away.
You know, I watched an ad earlier today. I don't even remember which game I was checking out. But it was a 30-second ad, a standard 30-second ad for some game that had dragons in it. It's called like Dragonite War or something like that.
Yeah, I think I see that one too.
And all the ad was spinning. Like there was this platform spinning. It was showing you like 10 different dragons, and then it was over. It's like, yeah, those all look cool, but what am I doing? Like what do the dragons do? Do they fight? Do they kiss? You know, like what sort of game am I looking at? Like a romance novel here, or
what's one that has the acronym HIT with it, like they're like brought you in the Unreal 4 engine. And they're like,
yeah, what is that? I don't
know.
Remember.
Heroes of Infinite Tactics? I don't know.
Something like that. Here are all the buzzwords we have. Just put them all together.
Yes, just put them all together and make a word.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a good one. Yeah, Stickman Golf 3. In that game, if you're playing bad, that game is merciless.
Mm-hmm.
I took a 35 on one hole. I ended up shooting 109.
There's no mercy rule here.
On a 9-hole course. 109.
Wow.
It was, man, that was brutal. It was like there's no way I painted myself into a corner.
Yep.
And there wasn't anything I could do to get out of it.
That game was having nothing where it's like, oh, spend a couple bucks to get out of this hole for free. Nope. Sort it out.
Nope. It actually had to do where I had to hit the wall at the weird angle and spin the ball to get it to change its trajectory to get out of it.
Oh, wow.
So I learned a new skill shot at the cost of my score. Oh man, but yeah, it's like I don't think like Tom Gamer is an ace at this game. Like he has beat me every time we played.
Jeez.
Every time. I got one of my coworkers playing it now. I think he beat me one time because he put money on the table. He was hot. Would put $20 in-game cash on this, and I lost it on the last hole. He's like, that's what I can do to beat you. So then I doubled down on him and I crushed him.
Thanks, sucker.
That's right. And the last one I beat him with he had one bad hole, like the same thing I did. Like he took a 19.
Oof.
And I had a 2 on it. I'm like, oh, dude, it's in the bag now.
I got this one.
No amount of strokes can make me lose this one. Which I thought I had it at Tom at 6 strokes. I'm like, all right, this is fine.
Yeah.
And man, that wagon was aflame real quick on that last hole. But yeah, no, that game's really good. And it's really easy. It's not really intrusive. You take your shot, you set it down, and then you get a notification when it's your turn again.
And it's one of those games we love where it's not bothering you about in-app purchases.
No, not at all.
You can spend it if you want, but the game doesn't really care either way.
Not at all. I do like tearing the little packs open and get your little cards. Yeah, so that one's really good. I recommend everyone pick that one up.
Yeah.
My name's
Stickman Golf 3.
My name's JNob33. I'm a lot better at receiving invites than I am sending them out because I cannot remember to spell any of these names. If I'm not copying and pasting it out of a text thread, I can't find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got that going. What else, man? Yeah, Nonstop Night. Still playing the crap out of that. There's a new pet I'm trying to unlock, which I think I'm unsuccessful at this point.
Yeah, you said there was some event going on?
Yeah, he was only available for 3 days, I think.
Weird.
Yeah, it was the Rampage or something, because he's a ram.
Just a great name.
So I'm figuring, it's like, all right, so I've unlocked 2 mega crates, which give you like 10 pet points.
Okay.
To go sort of like that. Everything went to the one pet point went to this guy, and I need 10 of these pet points to unlock them. So I don't have a shot.
Boy, if you could only, with real money, if you could only purchase pet packs, whew, tear that little strip off the card.
I got them. I have them all unlocked now. Actually, before the show, while we're doing a pre-show, I unlocked the Krampus, the crab, or Grouchy, Grouchy the crab. He has a whirl attack.
Of course he does.
It's the whirl. It was kind of cool with us. It was kind of cool. I'm running around. I'm doing my world, and you see this little whirl go around the screen like, yeah, buddy.
Wee.
Get after it. Um, yeah, so that game's still really solid. I kind of hitting a wall a little bit because I've already hit max level. Is 50. Max level is 50 for your character. So there's
Right.
really not much left to unlock. But if you unlock these, if you keep leveling up the pets, they have different perks as they're going down.
Oh,
Uh, like outside of, you know what? I'm not gonna open it up because that's gonna be a problem. But but no, like my blue dragon that shoots little blue fireballs. I think they're fireballs. They could be ice shots. I don't know.
that's true.
But he just has a range attack. And then I unlocked him at level 2. Now that adds, or it gives me 10% off my skill set time just by having him active in the world. And a couple of the other ones have like extra void runes and stuff, and or skill set runes. So I don't know, I'm gonna keep crushing through them, but I imagine it's gonna be a long while before I get any of those things up to 5 stars.
Yeah. That's kind of good,
Because,
though, because at least it's giving you a little bit something else to do.
well, I mean, the bounties. I mean, like the bounties themselves is the only way you earn these little pet points. Um, so to get the pet points, you got to complete the bounties, and it only gives you a max of 3 bounties every 5 hours.
Oh, right.
So I think the scaling's a little off on that. Like if it was every like 2 hours, I think you'd be able to complete more bounties, and well, you probably chew through it too fast. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But I do really enjoy that game. It's still fun to play. I still check it, a couple times during a day. Do a little frenzy potion, power through like 30 levels in one frenzy, and then set it down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I mean, as we've talked about for quite a while, it's that great game where you just pop it open, do some stuff for a minute while you're in between other stuff, and then let it go about its business.
Yeah, and now I got 2 of those,
Right.
which is now killing my productivity.
And your battery life.
Oh my god, that Stickman golf, because you stay on it for so long. At times you're like lining up your shots and this and that, and then you get distracted. You set it down, you open it back up, and it reloads. And
Yeah.
um, all right, what's next? Uno.
Oh no.
This is a really good version of Uno. It is horribly slow though, like the game time.
Oh, like in between, like playing cards and between
Well, it
turns.
has to do. So if you get skipped, you get skip card. Big skip symbol comes up and points an arrow to it, and then after that, there's a little extra animation where it goes to your deck, your set of cards or discards, and a little boom noise comes up. It's like this is completely unnecessary.
Right.
This game could be a lot snappier,
Yeah.
but I got crushed on the first one. I played with a certain set of rules. Like you could change the rule set. Like I always think you need to draw to match, so you keep shoveling up cards.
Mhm.
The challenges are in this one, where if someone plays a draw 4, you can challenge whether they have that card in there. So there's bluffing.
Nice.
So you can bluff in the game. But this rule I've never heard of before. There's 2 rules I've never heard of before in Uno. If a 0 or a 7 is played, I think a 0, you change hands with the person across from you. If you play a 7, all the cards rotate counterclockwise.
I have never
Like
heard
everybody's
of that.
hands. I've never heard of this rule before.
Is
I
that
haven't
part
done.
of the Rabbids deck?
No, that's
Okay.
just one of the rules that you can put on Uno.
Man, all these new Uno rules. Because I know one of the things that I've seen about this version of Uno is that they have, like they did with the 360 version, they have multiple card sets. Like the faces of the cards look different.
Yeah.
But I don't remember this happening in the 360 Uno one, where like the Rabbids deck has, I think it's 4 additional cards above and beyond the standard Uno set.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of different play you can do with those cards because the deck is a little bit boosted. And I don't remember that from the 360 version because they had like that Forza one, but it just
Yeah.
like made a car noise when you toss down a card.
Oh, that would get old really fast.
It got old really fast.
But yeah, like it sets like the max game to. Come on, man. No, they don't need you up here. No, dude. All right, sorry.
Fighting off the dogs.
Yeah, so the what was it? Uno.
Uno.
I'm trying to remember what was the other weird stuff. Yeah, so the ultimate D move now is if you turn stacking on, which I didn't even know was a thing.
Yeah. Well,
So if you're dealt a draw 2 or a draw 4, if you have a draw 2 or draw 4 in your hand, like only draw 2s and draw 4s match on top of each other. So you can't put a draw 4 and a draw 2.
okay.
So if you have a draw 2 gets dealt to you and you have one in your hand, you can play that draw 2 and give the next guy 4 cards.
Ooh. Whoa.
Or if that guy has a draw, this happened to me, where I ended up getting banged with 8 cards because everyone had a draw 2.
Whoa.
It just went around the table and came landed on me. I'm like,
Until you're like looking at your cards and you're empty.
How did that just happen?
I have 16 cards. Why?
Oh man, and especially with having the force play and draw to match, like it is, you draw a lot of cards in that game.
Jeez.
The catch the guy that did, because you have to hit a button to say Uno when you're on Uno, so you hit XA to play your card.
Interesting.
And it just says Uno. Well, you hit X to prime it up, and
so
then
you like
when
have to call Uno before you toss your card down.
Right.
Okay.
But if you miss it, you have until the next guy is ready to play, which is like a 2-second window, to challenge and give him 2 cards.
Oh wow.
If you forget.
Jeez.
And man, that whatchamacallit, the computer players are ruthless.
Really?
Oh my gosh. AI Puddin is a bastard. He is a nightmare to play against.
The Boot71 in chat says they need to fix the online. Too many quits and not a good rank system like the 360, but I still love it. Yeah, I feel like that's one of the strengths of that 360 one is you had a pretty good ranking system sort of built in originally, and I don't know. It's sort of weird when they had that great Uno game that so many people loved. I don't know why they didn't kind of whole hog carry that over and then kind of build this additional stuff you've been talking about on top of it. Ubisoft is the only reason I could think.
Yeah, well, it's that.
Yeah.
But no, it's Uno, it's good.
How much was it?
I don't know, $10, I think. As much as like an Uno deck anymore.
Yeah, $10 is pretty reasonable for that.
Yeah, it's an easy, everyone can play kind of game, so
yeah,
it's a good time. And then lastly this week, I picked up the Telltale Batman.
Oh, yeah.
It is everything I hate about Batman.
Great. Let's run down the list.
I honestly, I don't care that he's an orphan anymore at all. I don't. Why does he have to be so brooding?
You know, I thought
all the time.
I thought when I watched the Giant Bomb Quick Look, I thought that they did something really interesting in the storytelling of here he's Batman and he's hunting down some bad guys, and interspersed with the action, they're showing snippets of him talking to Alfred, but it's him talking about his parents dying, him being orphan and everything. And even the Giant Bomb Quick Look was like, look, everybody knows this story. Everybody, let's fast forward through some of that stuff. Because some of the stuff they do in there is pretty cool. Like, they focus largely on Bruce Wayne, which is great.
Yes. Even though Bruce Wayne is a dead ringer for Archer in this game.
He really
like,
is.
I cannot separate that suit.
Yeah.
Because he's always in, like, that gray suit. I'm like, I just keep waiting to hear. I keep waiting to hear John H. Benjamin just start talking at some point.
God, that'd be a great voice pack.
But it does a lot of interesting things, and I don't know if that'd be a spoiler, but it deals a lot with Thomas and Martha Wayne talking about their legacy.
Oh, interesting.
And with the relationship of the mob and the old guard of Gotham.
Right.
which is pretty cool. Like, it's an interesting take on it, but I got a bad feeling that I am going to have to witness those two getting murdered again in the next episode.
I
Because there's little Bruce and someone holding them back. Like,
oh god.
oh, I could see it coming.
Yeah, like I was so excited about this because they came out originally and said, we're really going to focus on. It gives us an opportunity to focus on Bruce Wayne instead of just it being Batman the entire time. And I thought that was really cool because so often it's just kind of like, here's Bruce Wayne, the international playboy. Yeah, whoops, he's Batman. Don't forget. And I was excited for us to kind of get a chance to, other than yo, my parents are dead. I was excited to get something about, like, how do you run your business? Like, what are you doing during the day? Like, before you put on the cape and the cowl and whatever voice modulator you're using. What do you do during
he has
daylight?
a button to turn it on, too, on his neck.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm so sick of it. But, like, what do you do during the day? Like, when do you go to the office? Like, when do you invent something for Wayne Tech? Like, what's going on there?
Well, yeah, I mean, at least Tony Stark is active in his own company, making stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it does something. The story itself seems really interesting. It's really heavily focused on Bruce.
Yeah.
And the whole family legacy, which is a facet I really don't know much about it. So it seems more plausible and just an interesting take on what Telltale can do with that character in that game.
Well, and hopefully with the Telltale engine, unless they did in the first episode, hopefully they get into some of that Batman as a detective stuff.
Yes, you do have to break up a crime scene where you're going through and you're linking this to what happened here.
Great. That's the sort of stuff I want Batman to do in this sort of thing. I've seen some videos where it's been very, isn't a spoiler, but very early on he fights Catwoman, and it's a very long and very involved fight sequence that engine just still doesn't do very well.
No, because your threshold, your time is really quick, and seeing it for the first time, you really don't have that reaction. Like, dude, I got capped 3 times in that bank scene, in that robbery scene.
Jeez.
Because it looks like a little curve up, which tells me it's a half circle up.
Right.
No, it's just up, left, right, and down.
Oh, and they're like trying to make the arrow look cool by like curving it a little bit.
It's a little confusing.
Yeah.
Until I figure out, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use the D-pad now. Solve my problem.
Oh, can you do that?
Yes.
Great.
Just use the D-pad.
Perfect. I'll do that.
But yeah, the other thing, like, why is Harvey Dent built like a linebacker?
Harvey Dent is so huge.
Massive.
Like, he's supposed to be like a normal dude.
He looks like he just got off the WWF Power Train. Like,
Yeah.
he is huge.
Yeah, that dude is large.
Like, I mean, he looks like what Eddie Brock should look like from the comics.
Maybe that's how they'll sort of turn it around. Oh, he's not actually Two-Face, he's gonna be Venom now.
Yeah. Outside of missing the mullet, but
Right.
But no, like the Catwoman dynamic was really cool because you meet Selina and Bruce are sitting there eyeing each other up because they're still wearing the battle damage from the first time they met.
Right, and sort of being
Bruce
like,
has a few little scratches on his face, and she's got a black eye. He punched her in the face.
But like that's the part of Batman, the Batman universe that hasn't been in the stuff that I've experienced. The admittedly limited comic stuff that I've read, it hasn't always dealt with, the day after, where everyone's still going to a party and she's reporting and sort of like, how did you get that black eye? Weird.
Well, yeah, he gets called out on there's blood on his collar during this big dinner event or whatever, where we're hamming it up and talking to people and stuff, and you're like, is that blood?
No, red wine.
Your choice is, no, it's nothing. I cut myself shaving, or it's wine.
Great.
I went with wine.
Why not? You're a
it
drunkard.
seemed to make sense.
Bruce Wayne, international drunkard.
And then there's that Harvey does, like, he's a total jock in this. Like, it's just so weird for a lawyer,
Yeah.
a district attorney, to be just this dude broke type of guy. He's like, that's why I only stick to clear liquors, Bruce. I'm like,
shut up, Harvey.
Yeah.
Is
Oh, and everyone treats him like that too. Like, everyone's like,
I was like, Harvey, Jesus, we're at a nice dinner. Just come on. How long was it? About 2 or 3 hours? Sort of standard?
something like that.
Yeah.
I was hoping there was going to be episode 2 was going to be out.
Yeah,
I thought they were all released at the same time this time, but I guess I was wrong.
yeah, no.
Because I finished first episode, I was like, okay, I'll see this to the end.
Yeah.
And I bought the season pass.
Did you buy the disc or did you buy the pass or just the first episode?
I bought the pass.
Okay. It's the best
Wait.
value.
Does the disc version have all the episodes?
No, it comes with episode 1 and the season pass on a code.
Oh, that is so stupid.
Yeah, remember when we were talking about it? I think we
Yes.
talked about it a couple weeks ago, and it's like, are they going to put it out again? Like, the complete edition and all of it is on the disc? Because if not, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Because part of the best part about buying those discs is you get the whole season on disc, and you don't have to download anything, it's done. Like, you download probably a patch, but beyond that, you've got the whole thing right there.
It still has that Telltale engine jank in it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, every once in a while, some frame rate and some bad lip syncing.
They claimed they fixed the engine, but
no,
come on.
It is not fixed.
Yeah.
That is not fixed. So I was going through that, and then I kind of got sidetracked, and I was going to try Wolf Among Us. I still haven't played that.
I
have
played
it
the first
downloaded.
episode, and it was really good, and I have it on disc, and I've never finished it. I should. It seemed really good.
But yeah, so yeah, Batman. I'm still. I know what I'll be doing next week because one of the releases is coming out. So that's solved my next game problem.
Right.
But that's all I had.
I didn't have a ton of time to play stuff this week. I did play Iron Banners here for Destiny, so that took up a lot of my playing time. I think it's the last one until the expansion comes out. Expansion comes out in a month, so I think it's the very last one. And I got to give a shout out to Maximus Prime from the community. He shot me an invite last night to do the hard mode King's Fall raid, the most current raid. Sort of scrounged together 4 other people. Most people had done it a couple times. You know, Maximus and I think, had done it once or twice before. It couldn't have gone more poorly if we had tried. And it's not because we were bad. Like, after 1 or 2 runs just to get our feet wet, we had it. Like, we had it down. It's a very technically and mechanically precise fight. Like, all 6 people have a job. You have to do that job exactly so that the one person that's sort of running can do it correctly, and then you can kind of get everything set in a place for that. We were trying to do the Oryx challenge too, which is probably the easiest way of running that. We kept running into really weird bugs just the entire time, where, you know, the boss at one point pulls you into this dark area and kind of slashes at you with a sword. People were dying that weren't anywhere near the sword. People would, you know, our runner would run across these platforms and pick up this thing. As soon as he'd do that, his screen would go black, and he would have to go out to orbit and then come back for it to clear. Just really weird stuff like that. We tried for about an hour and a half, and all of us got a little too frustrated and a little too tired for us to complete.
That's so frustrating when you hit that wall. Like, I literally fell asleep playing Uno one night.
You just dozed right
straight,
off.
just conked out.
Yeah, it's sort of a shame because there's only a set amount of time. So there's a challenge. There's basically 3 major bosses in this raid, and there's a challenge associated with each one of them. That's sort of it's a revolving thing every week. So it sort of revolves every 3 weeks. This is one of the last times we have to do Oryx to finish up the Moments of Triumph for year 2. And a lot of us last night were sort of like, maybe we won't be able to get this. Maybe we waited. There's still a month left, but maybe we waited a little bit too long to do this. So that's maybe a sobering realization for some of us, myself included. I did play a little bit more No Man's Sky. There have been a couple of patches this week. We actually got one today. Seems like it's a lot more stable of an experience on PS4. I know PC's been getting kind of a flurry of updates to make that a little bit more stable, make it a little bit more compatible with different video cards. I wish I had more time to play it this week, but I haven't really had the time to kind of sit down and get into it. So I still like it, but time hasn't really been there.
Time has not been on your side.
No, I did see something really interesting though. I don't want to.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. I don't really want to get too much into me complaining about people complaining about No Man's Sky again. I did that last week. But I thought there was, on Polygon, Ben Cachero wrote a really interesting article saying, hey, remember Destiny? Let's give No Man's Sky a little bit of time. Both of them could follow the same trajectory. And I thought that's really interesting because Destiny now at the end of year 2 is a much different and much improved game on top of, the Destiny that launched. And I hope that No Man's Sky gets to that point. And I understand if you spent the $60 on it like I did and you're upset about the quality of the game that launched. I think that's fair on some level. As long as you're not sort of diving into the hype or anything, then, the game that's there is admittedly a little bit thin. But I would like to see Hello Games kind of stick with No Man's Sky the same way that Bungie is stuck with Destiny, where it's like, all right, we've got this framework. Now let's start building on it. Now let's start making a lot more cool stuff. And 6 months down the line, a year down the line, hopefully No Man's Sky is kind of a continued to be improved game. I think that could be pretty neat. Because at this point, I would wholeheartedly recommend Destiny. They're coming out, I think it's next month, they're coming out with like that complete collection. It's, let's call it Destiny 1, the completed collection, before Destiny 2 comes out around this time next year, is the rumor. I wholeheartedly recommend, if you're interested in Destiny, that package for all that stuff is $60. Destiny's a pretty good game the end of year 2. Hopefully in a year, people can recommend No Man's Sky in the same way and say like, yeah, it had a rough launch, but No Man's Sky right now is a pretty great game. That would be pretty nice. Stephen M in chat asks, a bit off topic, what do you think about Yooka-Laylee? That's a game I haven't really been watching too much because it's a Kickstarter success. So I feel like a lot like the I'm following 2 Kickstarters now that I backed, the Bloodstained one, the new Iga Metroidvania, which they've been doing a really great job at updating on. That's turning out to look really good. And then the ToeJam and Earl one, which they have been very slow to update on, and it's looking really good. They're making
really, ToeJam and Earl's looking good.
They're making a sequel to ToeJam and Earl 1, basically, and the only thing they've done is the engine. It looks like characters have a little bit of depth to them, almost like in the early videos they've been showing, because they're still getting the engine and the art style down. It very much looks like almost cardboard cutouts on top of the cardboard background. So it has this cool kind of depth to it that's kind of fun. Yooka-Laylee I haven't really been following because it's probably not going to be out for like 2 more years. So it looks cool. It's made by X-Rare guys, and I'd like to play another 3D platformer, but I don't know where that's going yet. So I'll get more interested in it, as it's about to launch. Dimeback315 says, I thought Destiny was a 10-year game. No. Come on. Let's drop that. Activision has a 10-year marketing contract with them. So, doesn't mean they have to put out a game for 10 years. Hopefully. I mean, I love Destiny. If I can continue to carry... If Destiny can continue to keep up the level of quality that something of World of Warcraft has, and I can continue to carry my set of 3 characters for 10 years at a very least, I'm going to be incredibly happy. That'd be great, but we'll see how long that game makes it. The last game I played this week is this morning I fired up the Titanfall 2 test pre-alpha, whatever it is. Whatever they're calling that thing. The network alpha. I don't even know what they're fully calling it now. I didn't play Titanfall 1. I don't think I played it at all. I know, Knobs, you played it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
this does look really good.
What's it?
So watching the ToeJam and Earl thing?
Yeah, but it looks like ToeJam and Earl, doesn't it?
It does. It looks right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the stuff that
the
stuff they're talking about adding for ToeJam and Earl is just like more characters, more Earthlings, more presence.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like, great. That's all I want.
That's all I need.
You're making ToeJam and Earl 2.
And hopefully they can't do ToeJam and Earl 3 and just shove the funk down your throat.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
So Titanfall 2, they have a really short tutorial where it's like, hey, here's how you run, you slide, you wall jump, you double jump. Here's how you fire weapons, all that sort of stuff. It's very effective. I think it was like 5 minutes. And at the end of it, it has like a course where you're jumping between walls and shooting enemies and stuff like that. So it was for somebody that didn't play Titanfall 1 but knew that you could kind of wall run and double jump and slide and all that stuff. It was really effective. And after that, you just kind of get into it. I played, I think, 2 matches of the bounty game type, which took me a minute to kind of get my hands around, hey, kill enemies in this area, get money, and then toss it in the bank. Whoever has the most money at the end wins. It's a pretty cool game type. I like that. That game feels good.
It feels amazing.
I like moving around. I really like the grappling hook. I really wish it was like half a second faster to reel you in, because it sort of feels a little slow. But this is like a pre-alpha, so they've already been patching it for tuning stuff anyway. So, if that could be just a hair snappier, that would be pretty fun. I really liked, ejecting out of my Titan and blowing it up, and seeing somebody shooting at me off a rooftop, grappling down on top of him and shooting him while I'm grappling. And he was dead by the time I landed. That felt really great.
Oh, man. I hope it's every bit as smooth as Titanfall 1 was.
It is.
It
seemed like it was 60 frames, 1080. It looked really good. I felt a little bit lost, I think, just because I didn't play Titanfall 1. I think it was mainly a network test that was really just assuming you had played Titanfall 1, which is fine to me. I mean, I'm not the target market for this. The only criticism that I had of this game is it seems like any player character, none of the drones or whatever they call them, any player character went down way too fast. It's like 3 body shots, and you're down.
Yeah, that's Battlefield.
Yeah. That seemed a little bit... It seemed a little bit fast. That might just be I play a lot of Destiny, and the time to kill is a lot slower, relative. I feel like that's the thing that was frustrating me, but that might just be a Titanfall thing, and if it is, that's fine.
Yeah, you're pretty much... It's almost like they don't care that you're dying a lot. You're spawning equally as fast. Like that's...
Yeah, I liked spawning in the Titan. I didn't even know that's a thing you could do. It's still... every time, it still looks really cool having the Titan grab you, chuck it in the front of it, and those 4 screens come up. that's still like the coolest thing. Titanfall is just cool.
It is like I just wish Titanfall 1 had more content, and I think they're solving that problem with Titanfall 2 here.
Yeah, I saw there were two types of Titans in there. One that could shoot fire, and like shoot a napalm thing on the ground, and one that had a laser. And there's like 6 different character loadouts you could have. One of them just looks like I think you're just a robot, which was cool. It seems like there's more in the game, and I know Respawn makes it, right?
Yes.
I know Respawn has been coming out saying like, yeah, we know the content. The level of content in the first one was pretty thin. We're going to fix that this time. And it seems like they will. I think the only other complaint that I heard from people that played Titanfall 1 about this test was that the smart pistol wasn't in it.
I hope that pistol is not in the final game.
Sadly, they say that's coming back with some major changes in the final game.
Oh, man, I get killed by that thing constantly.
Yeah, I kind of get why they would have it in there, and I kind of get why they would bring it back, because it's a really good, like, I haven't played a lot of first-person shooters competitively gun, or I'm not that great at them gun, but
the competitive guys, but the guys that do know how to play shooters grieve the heck out of that thing.
Yeah, there has to be some downside to it, so if it almost has to be like you graduate away from it. You know, like
Yes.
Once you get your skills down, once you get better, there has to be a reason that you can move to every other gun that's in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gun's just it's dirty. It's dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, so
But
I
yeah,
think I think it's
thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, but I mean the thing with Titanfall is just I think Titanfall 1 was more of a proof of concept than it was a full finished, like fleshed out game.
Well, and I think they had to get the engine down, they had to get their networking, they had to get that foundation down. You know, a lot like what we were talking about with Destiny and No Man's Sky. We have to ship something at some point. We can't work on this game for 18 years until it's perfect. All right, here's Titanfall 1. Did you like that? Did you not like that? Let's iterate on it for the next game and improve all the stuff that you didn't like and kind of keep everything you did like. Because it still feels good to get on a building, wall run, hang out for a second, shoot a dude, and then double jump over to another building and wall run off that, and then grapple on top of a taller building. Like, that feels super cool.
No, the mobility in that game, especially the first one, are just it's like this is everything you like. That's one of the games that like lived up to the gameplay hype that it was pushing.
And I think the interesting thing for me, and the part of the reason why I wanted to take a look at this test, which Stephen M. in YouTube is saying it's 2 weekends worth, so I think it's this weekend and then next weekend, which is great because I thought it was just going to be these couple of days. Part of the reason why I wanted to check it out is because this time it has a real single-player campaign. I know people are saying, well, the first one had single-player. It really didn't.
No.
The single-player was really an extended tutorial. This one has a single player, which I appreciate that Titanfall 1 focused so much on its multiplayer, which was really its strength. But for it to have that solid multiplayer that the first game was really praised for, and then to have some sort of single player campaign that has some sort of narrative at this point, that package becomes a lot more attractive to me right out of the gate. So we'll see how it reviews, because if it reviews pretty well, I might be picking it up because it seems cool. More Titanfall, you know. And I skipped the quote unquote bad Titanfall. Not like Titanfall 1 was bad, but you look at Titanfall 2 and you're like, oh well, I want that one. That one looks way better. So, but yeah, go download it now. I think it's still live for the rest of today, Sunday. I think they take it down for the week, and then I think it's live for the next weekend. So, it wasn't a very big download, and it has 2 maps and 3 match types. So it seems pretty cool. So go grab it. And that's all I've been playing this week. So let's take a break.
All right. Oh, Tom Gamer, he knows what I'm doing. Knows what I'm doing. And there he's still sending me.
I'm busy, sir.
I'm 2 strokes behind already.
Did I share show notes with you? Yeah, I did.
You did.
Oh, hey. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us live for this. Happy to see a lot of people watching and a lot of people chatting. Got on both sides of the fence here.
Oh, I see what happened there.
Oops, that's not at all what I wanted to do. Close that. Sheesh. Okay. Alright, what time is it? 3:30. Jeez. Alright, I'm ready to start whenever you're done golfing. Can't believe I recruited MODOK. I thought he was just going to be the bad guy, and at the end, like when I did all the streaks, it's like, alright, MODOK will show up on the August 23rd at 3 p.m. You'll be able to recruit him to your campus. I'm like, awesome. I love MODOK.
Oh no, I just did the same thing he did. Oh my god.
Anyone looking, the Boot 71 says, anyone looking for a Recore? This guy, especially since it's launching at $40. I'm a little concerned that Inafune is involved in this after Mighty Number 9. Same with, was it Inti Creates? It looks pretty cool. I liked the E3 video they had showing the different types of robots, and it showed a heavy emphasis on platforming and sort of bouncing between walls and stuff. I think that can be pretty cool. Oh, it has some Retro Studio people behind it. Stephen M, glad to be here. I had to find streaming with Restream. It was way easier to set up than I thought. I thought it was going to be a real pain to stream to multiple places, and it kind of just works now.
Awesome.
Yeah. You sort of click Twitch, and then you put in all your info, and it says, hey, allow, deny, and once you're done with that, it's set. You just set it up with however many places you want. 2 thumbs up. Restream. There we go. Camera's backwards this week. Having trouble.
Yeah, one of my coworkers comes in and starts yelling. It's like, I don't know what happened to my screen. It's all messed up. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right. Like, what do you mean by messed up?
It's all messed up. So it's instead of being it was it flipped vertical. Right. I'm like, okay. So I do the mind bending thing of trying to move the cursor the right way to get down into the point.
Right.
But somehow it's not going the way I think it should be. So I'm like, all right. So then I flip it back to landscape. Not only did she turn it vertical, she flipped it too. I was like, how did you even do this?
In the future, there's a way easier way to fix that. Control Alt and the down key.
Really?
Yep. It sets everything back to, because what happens is on Intel video cards, if I remember, if you install the software, it Control and Alt and one of the arrow keys will flip your screen. Like if you hit Control Alt up, it just flips it. Like it flips it horizontally, and it's like, why would you make that who needs this ever? Like, also,
the only time I can think of I ever had to rotate a screen was that, or
right,
if I'm doing it with a projector.
You want to rotate it in the OS and say, my screen has rotated, so like have the OS do it instead of. Why would you make it such an easy key thing to accidentally hit? Like the up arrow is right below delete.
Yeah.
Like why would you do that?
It's probably what you did. You probably hit that hotkey thing, and
it's so easy because you're just doing Control-Alt-Delete to get in your computer, and if you slip, just flips that screen right over.
The only reason I can think that would be a shortcut is for people that do presentation stuff and they have to flip the screen quickly.
Sure.
Like the projector, like, okay, it's this way. All right, so I reverse and flip.
Right, somebody set up the projector wrong and it's upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I gotta get show notes open. Oh, I'm so tired.
All right, I gotta look up the full title for that Batman game. I think it's Batman the Telltale series.
I think so.
Which, come on, guys. Yeah, Batman the Telltale series.
It should have been Tales from the Batman.
Tales from the Batcave. And it's just like him and Alfred drinking at the it starts with him drinking because they've finished like whatever the 5 episodes are going to be. I'm available for hire. I can start immediately.
Yes, I see you, Boomer. Hi.
Okay.
Hi, Boomer. Oh, come on. Really?
Come on, little buddy. How old is he now?
He's getting up there.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Sandy.
No more cuddles. And bam, Batman gets an email that messes up his night. Amazing.
What? Talking about my story?
And that was Dimebag. Yeah, I think that's what he's referencing. Batman gets an email from Joker.
Yes,
Dear
thank
Batman.
you. Thank you for the hug, Boomer.
Dear Batman, I know we scheduled that bank heist for tomorrow, but I'm doing it right now. YOLO. Peace. Oh yes. Mon chéri. Let us kiss. Now tell me I'm a good dog.
But he's not. He's not a good...
This is what good dogs do, right?
Don't put me in the face. Don't.
You're not busy. You're not doing anything at the moment.
Don't.
I love... If you could only see what I can see... Well, you can probably see it in your camera feedback, but, like, his face, when he's snuggling with you, is, like, almost looking away a little bit, where he's maybe a little ashamed. He's also totally tangled up in your headphone cables.
I know he is. I'm trying to get. You just sit still for a second, please.
No.
Come on, Ian.
No, you're paying attention to me.
Oh, come on, Boomer. I got you.
Don't forget.
Okay. Don't pee on me.
This isn't what I wanted.
All right. Samson. Come on, Samson. Come on. No, not you, Boomer. Come on. Samson. Come on, get some time.
Get some camera time here.
Oh, Boomer, you steal all the... Come here. Come on. Yeah, there you are, buddy. He likes eating my arm.
Yeah, it's always a good time.
Yeah, that's my good boy. Yeah.
Well, what are you guys doing on the computer?
Yeah. See him? Look over there. Oh, no, don't eat my mouse.
Only the quality content you can get on the live stream or the archive of TVGP. Musim's dogs are always in the background just passed out for like the 4 hours it takes us to record Pup.
It's caught in the armchair, the armrest. Alright, there you are, under my feet. Good boy. This one just keeps leering at me. I swear to gosh,
creepy gargoyle.
He's part shark. Like, he has to keep moving.
Yeah.
Then you make eye contact with him, and it's like evil's awoken. Alright. You ready?
Ready.
Alright, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for August 22nd, 2016.
Mm-mm.
Deus Ex, Mankind Divided for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
Yes. Finally here.
I'm so happy to be JC Denton again.
It looks so good.
It does. It looks amazing. I finally saw some gameplay, and it looks hot.
Yeah.
Oh, that game looks real good.
So I heard because I know the one of the larger criticisms of the first game was kind of the original release's handling of the boss battles. I guess the way that they resolved that in Mankind Divided is they just took them out.
Good.
And I was thinking, well, okay, that sounds like a better game. You don't really need them.
Well, I mean, the first one, they were kind of a treat because it was kind of like building up to something, and like, yeah, these cyborg-looking people don't look real good. They're going to have to fight them at some point, right?
Yeah.
Right?
This is going to go south
yes,
at some
there
point.
It is. I still remember we got your in the first Deus Ex where you're in Chinatown in that walking mech thing with the little chicken legs.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like the thing from RoboCop.
Right.
I cannot remember the things that the Ted T-E something.
Something like that. It's been forever since I've seen RoboCop. I should watch that again.
That movie actually surprisingly holds up.
Oh, really?
I can't. Yeah. Red Foreman's awesome in it.
That's true.
All right. Inside for the PlayStation 4.
Is that that game that came out on Xbox One and PC a couple weeks ago? The Limbo guys.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Now out on PS4.
Alrighty. Madden NFL 17 for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, 360, and Xbox One. I'm surprised they came out for the 360.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is the last year or if next year will be the last year for 360 and PS3. Also interesting, no Wii U.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably not worth it.
EA up to its own shenanigans again.
Yeah, I have to think if you're probably going to buy Madden, you have one of those 4 consoles. Everybody in America has a 360 and a Wii, so, I don't know.
Alrighty, I can't believe this is coming out again. King of the Fighters 14.
Yep, pumping them out
for the PlayStation 4.
I don't know.
How big is that roster now? There's got to be like 50, 60 fighters.
It's more than that, dude. You need to look at this selection screen.
I will.
It's huge. But I'm glad they're still putting out King of Fighters games, and they still seem okay. No King of Fighters 98. But, what can be.
King of Fighters 98 was so good. That was the one that was on the... It was the one on the Dreamcast.
It came out on, like, Neo Geo and Dreamcast, I think.
Yeah, that one was amazing.
Yeah.
I like the dude with the high hair.
Yeah.
Really tall hair.
I never remember what their name is, but...
Those games all played really fun.
Yeah.
And N++ for the PC.
All right, let's get into news stories. We talked a little bit about Destiny earlier in the show. Destiny, Bungie just had a big set of announcements this past week, and we usually don't talk a lot about Destiny on the show because it's still Destiny. There's just more content of it, or it's a little bit too much inside baseball for a non-Destiny focused show. But the most important thing is that they're now getting private matches. When Rise of Iron launches on September 20th, you will be able to set up private multiplayer PvP matches. That's important because starting on September 20th, Destiny Tuesdays, I will be running a private match for all of us in the community to just kind of shoot each other without anybody else being there. So if you've enjoyed the shenanigans that have happened on Monday night game night, tune in for Tuesday night game night. You just need any copy of Destiny that has ever come out. You don't have to have Rise of Iron for private matches. But if you don't have all the additional stuff, you won't have all the maps.
That's 48 characters.
It's a lot of characters.
Wow, that screen's intimidating.
Yeah. So,
wait, unless this one's it. Oh my gosh.
There might be even more. Day 1 patch adds 30 more characters, who knows?
That's unreal.
So, Tuesday night game nights, Destiny private matches. Find me. I will be running private matches every Tuesday. Let's shoot each other in the face. Hashtag. Next news story. Konami announces their first post-Kojima Metal Gear game. It's called Metal Gear Survive.
Well, the name's got any better.
It's a 4-player multiplayer game where you're shooting zombies.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Nothing says Metal Gear like 4-player co-op zombies.
Yeah, Adam Splitter 1 asks, PS4? Yes, sorry. Destiny Tuesday night game nights will be running on PS4. Someone wants to start an Xbox One as well on Tuesday. That would be also really great.
Hey, I will not.
Unfortunately, but someone else, if someone does, shoot me a message on Twitter or on the forums, and I'll pimp your stuff here. Boy, this... I wasn't as upset about the Metal Gear Pachinko that a lot of other people were. Basically, they remastered some stuff from Metal Gear Solid 3 for this Pachinko stuff, and it looks really good. But they're not putting out like a better remastered MGS3, which understandably they wouldn't. I wasn't as upset about that as a lot of other people were. This is genuinely pretty disappointing. And you know, Knobs, how much you and I like 4-player multiplayer zombie shooting games?
Yes.
You would think that plus Metal Gear would be pretty okay. There's nothing about this that looks good.
Hopefully you can ride a horse.
I don't think you can. So here's the thing. So here's the conceit. Here's the story that they set up in the intro. At the end of, not the Phantom Pain, but the first Metal Gear Solid 5 game, whose name just escaped my tongue. Either way, at the end of that, the basically Mother Base gets destroyed and Snake and a bunch of other people fly off in a helicopter. Your character is one of the people that is left behind on that platform, and before it blows up, a wormhole opens up in the sky, steals Mother Base with you along, and you along with it, and the people that have been sucked through this wormhole to another world have to survive on that other world fighting zombies. Ground Zeroes. Thank you, Adam Splitter. So, do they have horses there? I don't even know. They have zombies. I know that much. This
so weird.
looks rough.
It sounds rough.
Yeah. Really disappointing. On another note for disappointing, Cappy has announced they're delaying their game Below indefinitely. This is a game that was supposed to come out 2 years ago. It was supposed to be an Xbox One launch title.
Mm-hmm.
And they pushed it back and they pushed it back. They've been having trouble developing it. And it was supposed to come out this month, I think, next month. And they came out and said, look, it's still not done. It's still not at the level we really need it to be. It's a really big game. And instead of giving you another release date that might slip, we're not going to give you a release date until it's coming out. On one hand, I can respect that. I can respect a developer saying, it's not there yet. We need more time, and we don't want to keep stringing you along with dates. We don't want to say, like, oh, it's coming out in December. Maybe March.
Did Teacup Heady ever come out?
No, that's still... oh, God, what is that game? Yeah, that's not the title, but I know which one you're talking about. That's coming out later this year, or it got pushed back to March.
Okay.
Someone in chat will remind us what the title is, and then I can look it up. On the other hand, I really want to play Below, because I really like Cappy's games, and this game looks cool. And I kind of don't know what it is, but it seems interesting. So it's kind of a bummer. I can respect it, though. I like it when developers are honest and saying, like, look, it's not done. Like, we're not gonna... Cuphead, thank you. I like when they come out and then they're honest and they say, like, look, it's not done yet. We still need plenty more time to work on it, and we kind of don't want to keep lying to you about when this is coming out. Cuphead is still going to be coming out sometime this year, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, we'll see. Maybe that'll be a March thing. Next news story, Dead Rising 4 does away with the series time limits for the first time in the series. I want to ask you about this. The article said Dead Rising 3 had them, but they kind of didn't matter. Was that the case?
You never really felt pushed by them.
Okay.
Every once in a while, one snuck up on you when you were screwing around.
But it wasn't like Dead Rising 1 where you're like, okay, I'm let's explore a little bit. Oh God, I just failed 3 things. What? Wait, what? What?
Yeah, what was going on? Yeah.
Yeah. That that bums me out. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, that bums me out on like a 1. As I think that's a cool. I think that was a cool idea in the first one that never was a little bit too strict, and I wish they would have found a way to refine it. But I'm kind of excited because that kind of turns Dead Rising 4 into just an open world game, which has sort of been the fun of Dead Rising. So if you can just get all your dumb stuff together and start shooting that gun that shoots candy canes and just wander around with that for a couple hours, why not?
Oh man, it just looks so great.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that.
I can't believe how much fun I had with 4. Like, it still blows my mind. Well, yeah, 3.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm kind of excited for 4 because you're Frank West again. You're going back to Willamette. You're going back to the mall. They're taking away the time limit. It seems like they're kind of doing all the right stuff for. They're continuing to move the series forward instead of just saying like, I don't know, man, it's just another dude and it's time limits and zombies. Yeah, shooting zombies. I don't know. Pretty good. I might check that one out. I haven't played a Dead Rising since 1, so maybe 4 is the place to jump back in.
3 is really good.
I think I have 3.
Good.
I think I bought it because it was like part of the launch lineup.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
And all the DLC for it was fantastic.
Yeah, shockingly. Next news story, Xbox Scorpio won't have exclusive games except for the VR exclusives that platform will have. So, Microsoft is saying, I think this is the same thing that I think Microsoft said during E3, and I think the rumors about Neo have both said the same thing, where it's like, look, you can't have exclusives for just the next step on these platforms. It has to play on both. And now they're saying, well, Xbox marketing chief Aaron Greenberg said Microsoft is, quote, not going to have console exclusives Project Scorpio, end quote, but it doesn't think of VR as console gaming, quote, so the VR experiences, those will be new things that we get on Project Scorpio, end quote. So they're not exclusive as long as they're VR games, and then, but I guess the thing that I kind of think about is, it seems to me like what Microsoft is really pushing Scorpio for is just VR. It seems like the Xbox One itself isn't going to be the place that you're going to play VR at all. Even if maybe it's not even possible. I don't even know. But there's still a lot of stuff to work out with Scorpio. Like which headsets are going to work with it. Who's putting out games for it other than Fallout 4 is going to be playable, which is cool, but what's going on there? Next news story, Blizzard, neither one of us playing Overwatch, so I kind of don't keep an eye on it too much. Blizzard changed something in their PTR server for Overwatch. If nobody has followed Blizzard's games, basically they have a beta server that's always running. It's the player test realm, so what PTR is.
Right.
They had it for basically all their games. It's basically you can play the next version of the game. Whenever somebody types GGEZ into chat, it's now going to change that to something that is maybe going to make fun of you a little bit. Like, gee whiz, that was fun, good playing. Or, I feel very, very small, please hold me. I'm trying to be a nicer person. It's hard, but I'm trying, guys. Or, it's past my bedtime. Please don't tell my mommy. And then a lot of these are other things where it's like, instead of saying GG easy, which I'm getting the impression is sort of snarky, where it's like, yeah, good game, too easy. A lot of it is changing it to, that was a really great game. Good job, fellow players. I kind of like that. They've been doing similar stuff with WoW lately, where basically if somebody is spamming in WoW, they get a ban for a certain period of time. If if they keep getting caught, that ban doubles every time with no limit. So eventually it could be like 100 years worth of ban. So not anything that's going to bother regular players, but I still think that's kind of funny. So Blizzard keeping their troll game strong. Last news story here. Remember when EA was saying, people were like, "Hey man, are you gonna remaster the Mass Effect trilogy and bring it to PS4 and Xbox One?" And they're like, "No, come on, you've played those. You pick up a 360, whatever." Well, maybe now. Patrick Sutherland, the EA Studios executive vice president, quote, "The honest answer is that we're absolutely actively looking at it. I can't announce anything today, but you can expect us most likely to follow our fellow partners in Activision and other companies that have done this successfully," end quote.
Why wouldn't they? I mean, that's guaranteed money.
Well, and I think the thing, too, that I think has been the strong suit, I know a lot of people are kind of sick of remasters at this point, and I kind of am, too, at some point. But I think if you can get a trilogy of games on one disc and have them at least be 1080p 60. I'm not asking for, also has VR support and has 3D,
Yeah.
Just put all the DLC in there, put it all on one disc, and just ship it for $60. That's, number one, not only a really great deal, but number two, all three of those are really great games, and if you missed them, it would be great to have them on the current hardware so you can play the whole trilogy at once.
Yeah, I'd really like to have them revamp Mass Effect 1's shooting mechanics.
I almost don't want them to touch any of it.
Oh, they're going to.
I almost don't think they will. I think if you want to maximize your profits for that, you touch that the smallest amount you can. You attach some trophies to it, you attach some achievements to it, you put all the DLC on a disc, you wrap it up, and ship it. I know it's not that easy. It sounds like I'm being sort of flippant about it, but once you start going in and you start touching that underlying code base, that's when stuff starts getting really, really pretty nasty.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just can't get comfortable sitting in this chair.
I don't know. I feel like Mass Effect would be pretty cool, especially since you can carry your character from 1 to 2 to 3. If you can put all that DLC on there, that's a great package.
Have it in one spot.
Yeah. I would probably play through that
again. Long game. Oh, man.
Yeah. I might play through that again, because I never played... I don't think I played any of the Mass Effect 3 DLC.
I did not either. I was done with that game.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's move on to tweets. Ghost Underground writes in with a very appropriate question. In the age of reboots and remasters, which do you prefer? Any games you'd like to see rebooted/remastered today? Do I like reboots or remasters? I don't know.
Actually, I like remasters better.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I think...
Because a reboot means they're trying to change something that didn't need to be changed.
Yeah, if the core game is fine, sort of put a new coat of paint on it, just sort of up-res it, and put it back out. If it's a good game, it's still going to be a good game at 1080p 60. Mass Effect 2 is still going to be a great game on the PS4 and Xbox One. But if you went in and you tried to reboot that original trilogy, which wouldn't make sense in this example because you have Andromeda coming out, but if you tried to reboot that and redo all those from the ground up, you might miss what makes those games great.
Yeah, sometimes what makes some of those games great is the weird jank.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's been a reboot that I've really liked recently. I don't know if there have been a lot of reboots.
Sega keeps trying with Sonic as much as they fail at it.
Yeah. I don't know if there have been a lot of reboots.
Oh, reboot, Altered Beast. Remember that nightmare?
Oh, was that on PS2 and Xbox One? Or did that come out on 360?
That was on a 360.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the 360 was a good platform for people to try to say, hey, remember this franchise? We're bringing it back. And it's like, nope, didn't work.
Like Crimson Dragon. Yep. There's another one.
Yep.
Child of Eden.
Yep. None of those succeeded. But guess what? The physical edition of the Res remaster for PS4 is selling really well. Yeah. I don't know. Dimebag315 in chat says, I wish they would make a reboot of Silent Hill, even though it'll never happen. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing that Silent Hills seemed cool about, and they made that one Shattered Memories or whatever that seemed to be kind of a reboot, but yeah, that one's probably pretty dead. Resident Evil 7 kind of seems like a reboot almost. Seems like a pretty different type of game compared to the last more action-focused Resident Evil games that have coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, remasters, I think. Keep what was good.
Give me a remaster of Blue Stinger.
Oof. It's a hot banger. Alright, let's move on to emails. Ryan W. writes in, hey there guys, long-time listener, very few-time writer. First off, love the show, listen every week. It makes the daily commute that much easier. Thank you very much. So I've been a loyal Microsoft fan for years. Xbox, Windows Phone, and even Zune. Man, I love my Zune. I'm still genuinely upset that series died. Over the weekend, it was Best Buy's 50th anniversary sale. Good job making it to 50, Best Buy. You don't have too many left. And I was able to pick up an LG Android phone for only $20. It's a good little phone, but I'm only planning on using it for games. Also need to mention it's my first ever Android device. My question is, what must-have games are out there? I've already downloaded Pokemon Go, and I can play tethered to my Windows Lumia 950. Looking forward to filling the little guy with plenty of games. Thanks, and keep it doing what you do. So I'll sort of turn this over to you for sort of what's capturing your brain. Maybe that we haven't talked about. So we haven't talked about Nonstop Night, Super Stickman Golf 3. Pick up both of those.
Pac-Man 256.
That's a great game.
That's a great one.
I think we have to recommend the evergreen one, which is Game Dev Story.
Yes.
As long as it still works, maybe try the light version if they have one, just to make sure it works on your phone, because it's pretty old.
Oh, I forgot how much time I dropped in the Game Dev Story.
That game when it
Nautica Crash.
Nautica Crash is great. It's NANACA space Crash.
Nautica Crash.
Nautica Crash. What a great game that's 25 years old now.
From
the depths of the internet. Some dude's Japanese GeoCities page brings you Nautica Crash. Man.
But yeah, those are will definitely fill you with a lot of hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything in the last couple of years we've talked about that's really good. Soda Dungeon was really good.
Yes.
Pick that up. Stephen M. in chat says Goddess is fun. I never played that. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was a real standout from the last couple years. I think that's kind of up until recently, we haven't had too many games other than Game Dev Story and Soda Dungeon that has really grabbed us in the same way. That Luminous mobile game is supposed to come out sometime this year, so
oh no,
see how that is. Changed it into a vertical game, which number one, why? Number two, huh?
It's an odd choice.
Yeah, phones can go horizontal, so I don't know. The last email we have this week is from Jimbo Jangles. Last week I wrote in and asked what your guys' top 5 games of all time were. Coworker and I listed off our top 5 during lunch break. My number 1 was Zelda: Link to the Past. His number 1 was Zelda Ocarina of Time. To our surprise, neither of us have played each other's number 1 pick. I never played a Zelda on 64. He never played one on the NES or Super NES. Guys, what iconic games have you never played? What would it take for you to go back to finally experience them? Or are there just too many great games and so little time? It seems to be my problem.
Yeah.
Mine is Super Metroid. I love Metroidvanias. I haven't played the best one of them.
The Super Metroid is really good. I played that on the Wii. I finally got around to playing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally got around to playing it there.
I probably own it on Wii.
Iconic games I never played. I really think what that Kurt Schilling's game.
Oh, Kingdoms of Amalur?
Yeah, that looked really good, and
I played a lot of that. That was really good, but there's almost too much content in that game. You'd go to a town and there'd be like 10 people giving you 20 quests, and it's like, cool, I'm carrying around 40 quests from the last town, so can I not hunt wolves for 2 minutes and like clear out spiders? I gotta go do something else.
Um, most of the big RPGs, I just can't. I mean, I've tried several times to try these.
I'd love to see you go back and play Skies of Arcadia, that Dreamcast Sega RPG. It was so cool. Sailing around on ships, ship-to-ship battles, discovering islands that sometimes had dungeons on them. Oh man, that game was cool.
Does sound cool. I don't know, but it's like in a weird one, like that Lost Odyssey just stuck, like it just caught me at the right time.
Yeah. God, that game was good.
And then Last Remnant ruined it.
Yeah. You had a good run.
They had a game.
They just needed to make more RPGs. Like that one studio needed to make more RPGs. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's at least a couple.
Even at like the Personas I've tried, and I just.
Yeah, you got pretty far in Persona 4, but it just kind of.
I hit that wall where I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I never went back.
I'm trying to think. I know there's some games that I just never got to that are really big, and I'm kind of drawing a blank here. We had to have talked about them over.
Did you ever finish the original Deus Ex?
No. I got maybe through the first mission and went, yeah, this is cool. It's the same problem I had in Human Revolution. I get through the first mission, they turn me loose, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'll come back to it, and I don't.
That's a big one right there.
Yeah, I never played System Shock 2.
I've tried going back and try to finish that. I just can't.
Yeah.
Even with the remastered version of it, like it does not age. It does not age well at all.
Yeah.
There's only so many people I can hit with a wrench.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure like, a lot of games that people miss, like Shogo, is up there for me as one of the best shooters I've ever played.
Yeah, that just got missed.
Yeah.
What a weird, goofy game.
I think you gifted me that game.
Dimebag315 in chat says Dark Souls for me. Yeah, I played Demon Souls. Did I start Dark Souls? I never played any of the Dark Souls games, so I feel like I'm halfway there. I played the really hard one.
Yeah, Dark Souls. I know what that does and what From Software does to you.
Yeah,
because I beat Otage 1 and 2.
Yeah,
and
you put in your time as well.
Man, oh. Trying to think, I do my best to try and play everything that I really want to, but
at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's so few games over the years that I've totally missed out on. Usually I'll at least play like an hour or two, but there are very few that I miss completely. You have to go back to like the 16-bit era. Where I've never played Vector Man. But
what?
Yeah, I've never played that.
I have like 2 or 3 copies of that game. I'll send you one.
Okay. But it's one of those games where it's like, that was an okay, but I've played, Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles. You hit the real high points, and then the games that are like just below that, you don't
I would say the ones people would probably miss are like the nichier stuff that came out for Sega on their peripheral consoles. Like like Sonic CD.
Yep.
I'm sure a lot of people miss that game, even though it's on digital right now.
Well, people probably missed, like, on the Genesis, I think it was, Treasure made a McDonald's game that was really good. It was like you were playing as Ronald McDonald and saving kids from something, I don't remember what. It was outstanding. But no one played it because it was a McDonald's game. That was a weird era of licensed games, where it's like some of these are really bad, and some of these are actually pretty good. That's weird.
Well, who'd have thought the Burger King games would have been good?
Those games were so dumb and actually pretty fun to play. Especially Sneak King. I feel like that was the highlight.
Sneak King is just a genius idea.
Yep.
Just presenting people with the burgers and the flourish.
Man. All right, well, that's all of our emails and tweets for this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for writing in. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us tvgpfans@gmail.com. Tweet us at tvgp. Join us in Discord. There's a bunch of us every day in there chatting, hanging out, talking about food, usually. And everything else on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join the forums. Please mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our week of game nights. Monday night, 10 p.m. EST on the Xbox One. What are you doing? All right, on the Xbox One, I'm probably going to be playing Battlefield again this week unless something changes and everyone's in the mood to shoot some zombies.
Yep.
Destiny's picking up.
Yep.
Tuesday night, 10 p.m. 10 p.m. EST on the PlayStation 4.
Thereabouts.
Rocket League on Wednesday on the PlayStation 4 as well. And Steam Game Night is on Thursdays. And then the rest of the week, whatever, we'll find it.
Dealer's choice. A potpourri.
We'll play Uno all weekend, I don't care.
Yeah. This month's Game Club game is The Saboteur. So go pick that up, and you have, I think, like 3 weeks left to go play it. I think it's probably like 8 to 10 hours. So, got plenty of time. I tell myself that now that I realize I haven't dug that game out yet. So go play that. And, watch this show live. Twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. YouTube, our username is That Video Game Podcast. You watch the archives on YouTube. And my voice is giving out, so we'll see you all next time.
Laters.
All right, I have 4 titles here.
Yep.
Nothing of note happened. I like the weird. Hit Heroes of Infinite Tactics. Which I like. I wrote that down. I was like, that's pretty. No, I have to put the acronym first.
Yes.
Then it gets better. And Yo, My Parents Are Dead.
Oh my gosh. I'm so tired of Batman.
But Knobs, his parents are dead.
But he's an orphan.
But Knobs.
And apparently he has an orphan friend too.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez. It is.
Orphans on orphans all the way down. I kind of like Hit Heroes of Infinite Tactics.
I like that too.
Let's circle that. Watch, that's actually the game's title. I need to look it up now real quick while we're still recording.
Is it the actual name of the game?
I don't think so. Here it is. Next on launching. Cool, that game that will not load. Project Hit. What's the title of the game? This is not in English.
It looks cool.
I
mean, it's all flashy in the Unreal 4 engine.
Action Beyond the Mobile RPG. It just seems to be called Hit. And then, yeah, it does look pretty cool, actually.
I mean, if that runs on a phone, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of Diablo-ish. Anyways. Alright. Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 461 for August 22nd, 2016. Hit Heroes of Infinite Tactics.
It's Kangaroo Court.
Alright, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Really appreciate the huge number of people that came out this week to watch and chat with us. Always love having you guys and gals chat so we can loop that in the episode. I hope we see you next week. Until then, adios.
See ya.